The biggest struggle I had on day 2 of my journey to lose 10 pounds in 3 weeks was that I was really struggling with managing my cravings. For those of you who are new here, my name is Susanne and I am a 5'2", 53-year-old woman, and after day 2, I wanted to quit. So I realized on day 3 that I had to put together a different plan to manage my cravings. For example, I was really craving chocolate, and in knowing myself, I know that if I can't have a little bit of chocolate, it's going to be hard for me to actually stay on the plan. So when I was looking at Trainer Joe's approved list on his 21-day program, I noticed that we were allowed to have one Quest protein bar per day. The flavor didn't matter. I could choose whatever I wanted, so I decided to search the internet to see what kind of flavors were available on the market, and I was very pleasantly surprised. They had Oreo cookie, they had white chocolate raspberry, they had birthday cake, so really any flavor you could possibly want. So I got in my car and I went to Target, and when I got there, I found that they had even more choices for protein bars, and that's when I found my favorite, and that was the Chocolate Explosion. And when I saw that, I knew that was the one that I was going to get. So I decided from there that I was going to use the protein bar as a substitute for my chocolate cravings. So if I was having a chocolate craving right after a meal, I could just have a bite or two of the protein bar. And that was really kind of what I think of as my bite strategy. Now, I was allowed to have one full protein bar a day on the approved list, but I opted instead to just stick to a half of a protein bar just because I wanted to keep my calories as low as possible while still being able to enjoy a sweet chocolatey treat. So this is the Quest protein bar that I got. It is the Chocolate Explosion, and this bar has 210 calories, 10 grams of fat, 20 grams of protein, 22 grams of total carbs with 11 fiber and 8 sugar alcohols, so net carbs are 3. And this is what it looks like in the packaging. You can see it looks pretty yummy, and actually it was pretty delicious. Now I realized in one of the meetings we had in the Trainer Joe program, we have 2 of those per week. Trainer Joe had intentionally let us have a Quest protein bar, I think, to be able to substitute for an actual candy bar. And the reason I say that is because he shared an example when we were in the meeting of the nutritional information that was in a Snickers bar versus a Quest protein bar. So he showed us all the different nutritional information. The Snickers bar, of course, had a lot more sugar and carbs in it, had way less protein. In fact, it had almost no protein in it. And so you could tell by looking at the nutritional information that the Quest protein bar was going to be a better choice as far as helping you just stay full longer. You'd still be satisfied because, like for me, the protein bar also relieved my chocolate craving, and I wasn't getting that spike in blood sugar or glucose from eating the Snickers bar. But in saying that, I also feel like I need to give a word of caution because the Chocolate Explosion protein bar was so good that I could see that being a danger zone for some people. So that's where you really have to know yourself. If you were to eat one of these protein bars, you'd have to decide if it's something you could have self-control around, or would you be tempted to eat more than one of those protein bars? Because ultimately we are trying to keep those calories down. So if for some reason you believe that you won't be able to stop yourself from eating more than one, then what I would typically do is I would just get them out of the house. But another strategy that I've used that's really worked is having an accountability partner. So for me, that's my husband. If I thought I couldn't just stick to one protein bar a day, then I would give them to him, and then I would ask him to basically give me one every single day, and then that way he's holding me accountable by keeping track of them. And for the last 2 years, that tactic has really worked with many different types of foods. Now you're probably wondering about my daily weigh-in on day 3, so let's take a look. On day 2, I was 146.9, and then on day 3, I was 145.9. So that was a 1 pound weight loss from day 2 to day 3. And my total so far was 1.8 pounds. So over day 1 and day 2 to the morning of day 3, I lost 1.8 pounds. And remember, my goal to lose 10 pounds in 3 weeks is I need to lose 3.3 pounds per week. So I was pretty happy with those results. Definitely the program was working. All right, well, I shared my bite strategy with you and my chocolate substitute. Leave me a comment down below. What's your healthier go-to? Now, I'm vlogging every day of this 21-day series, so if you want to go back and watch the day 2 video, I will put a link down below in the description so you can find that series. All right, I'll see you next time in the day 4 video.